back in here.
All right, you all back from a well-needed little breaky break. I think, if the world could take a mental health break, it would at this point right now. There's a lot of
Oh,
different
yeah.
things going on. Some good, some bad, some in between, But we are back. It's the new week. The Olympics are going on. Miss VP, Madam VP is hot on the trail, so we're gonna get into all of that. But first and foremost, welcome back to another episode of Black Bougie and Bout It, where you get real, raw, and rich conversation. I'm your girl,
Period.
Ayana.
And I am Jessica Monique, guys. Give it
Yes.
up for Kamala and her roller rap. Eat them niggas alive. I love it.
What's the little thing she did with the marching band?
Baby, she's eating them niggas alive. I love to see it. Every day I get on the news and I turn the news on. I hear another bad thing about Trump or Vance, and it warms my heart. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, we still trying to figure out who the hell that man is.
We don't know him. Yeah,
never heard of him.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who that man is.
I'm sorry to this man.
If he walked past me, I wouldn't know a thing. But what I can say is he has proven himself to be an imbecile and just a flat out fucking weirdo. Okay.
I did not expect you to say
that. He has.
I mean, first of all, I don't know if he's proven himself to be stupid, but also Trump and his team have proven themselves to be stupider because y'all didn't even do y'all Googles on this man.
No.
Y'all could not have even done, you didn't even do the simple basic research on this man to find out that he probably should not be the person that you're putting as your VP, seeing as he didn't trash this nigga however many years.
You know, it's crazy. When he first came out, that was their like talking point for him. Like, oh, a few years ago, you said that Trump was America's Hitler, and he was a threat to democracy and all this stuff. Like, what made you change your mind? And he was like, oh, his presidency changed my mind, and like all of his politics and policies, and he just won me over. And it's like, clearly he lying. Clearly he's a flip-flopper. Like, clearly he only doing this as some kind of like power move or somebody. It seems like he was like propositioned to do this. Like, okay, look, if you do this, you're gonna be set up to be the next president or something. Like, Trump won't run again.
That's how it seems like everybody who's endorsing
like
Trump seems like it's like almost like it just feels, they don't feel genuine. Like, even down to Hulk Hogan being at the Republican convention and Savannah Chrisley up there talking about my parents were wrongly convicted. First of all, I wasn't surprised that she was a Trump supporter, but it's the fact that she got up there and talking about her parents were wrongly convicted.
I didn't know she was there.
Your mama and daddy took that money, babes. They took that money.
Now I can no longer like them.
Right. Yeah, she was there and gave a whole speech, was like, Trump, if you elect Trump, he'll help people like my parents who've been wrongly convicted get out of prison. He himself has been wrongly, indicted on crime. Like all this lies. I was like, oh,
how are you, somebody who is the guardian of a half black child from your brother who is a drug addict? And the baby mama who is a drug addict gonna go to the RNC and rally for Trump. See, and this is why I say all the time on this show, I'm finna get pissed off. I didn't know she did that. I'm finna get mad.
She did, yeah. I saw TikTok about it or something. But it was, she gave a whole speech. She was up there. Hulk Hogan was there. It was a whole lot. We know Amber tennis ball head ass Rose was there. It was quite a few black people there in the audience. I saw them, but it was just like, it was a lot of tomfoolery there.
Now, what's his name? Hulk Hogan. I wasn't surprised to see him. He seems to be behind a lot of, or like align himself with a lot of like problematic people. Like if you watch that Dirty Pop documentary on Netflix, like he was even like friends and supportive of the guy who was like stealing from NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and running a whole
Oh
fucking
wow.
Ponzi scheme. So
I
like,
haven't watched that yet. I need to watch that.
yeah, nothing but white people doing white people crime, stealing.
I mean,
It's one of the things that they do better.
I was gonna say that I think is what they do best is just thieve.
I mean, they can, the way in which white
Thieving at
people,
its best.
the way that they get away with crimes for so long,
Mm-hmm.
I will never not be amazed. I promise you. And it's not that they're not like they're better at doing crime. Oh, they're hiding it better. No,
No.
they living right out loud. They getting caught. They getting arrested. They just go do it again. Or like
Right.
everybody's like, he just made a mistake. Look at him. He works
Right.
in the
Or nobody
church.
believes the people when they try to tell them that the person did this, XYZ, and the third. I mean,
It's
Jeffrey Dahmer
crazy.
was the prime example. Cause I
It's
mean,
crazy.
that lady said she called the police how many times?
It's actually crazy. But let's stay
So
on topic. Cause Savannah, I had no idea, but now that I
yeah.
know you raggedy heifer, I would never. I would never. Cause I
It
kind of
definitely
really
hurt my heart a little bit. I mean, I expected them to probably like vote for him, but like the fact, like in the past, but like the fact that she got up there and like talked and endorsed him, that was what kind of got me. Like, because what you do in the privacy of your own home, that's one thing, right? But the
right,
fact that you step forward and then sat up here and just said out loud, because you know your mama and daddy knew they was taking that money. You knew that it was. Come on now. Because even I, as a fan of the show, was like, how are they making money? When do they go to work?
right. I was like, maybe they just conveniently only show when they be at home and like when they go out to eat and stuff.
Right. I was
Like
like, I have not
maybe
seen him
it's
at one
me.
office, one business meeting, one, conference
Nothing.
call meeting. No type of working going on.
Nothing. But I will say this about the RNC. I love the fact that Biden stepping down really like overshadowed it.
Right.
And Kamala, stepping into the place as the nominee really, really overshadowed it. I've been watching a lot of news lately, just like because it's interesting to me. The news is so good, y'all. When it's
It's
stuff like this
reality
going
TV at
on,
its best.
when it's stuff like this going on, the news is so good. It is so messy, so
Mm-hmm.
nasty, and
He went out
so
there
rude.
and rather went to a bunch of colored colleges. What that
Yeah,
man said,
he showed it. Colored
color,
sororities.
colored sororities. And then the black dude was like,
No,
he
like
started glitching.
no, literally, the news is hilarious right now. But I love the fact that she has like overshadowed him, and I know it's a lot of people saying that like he hates stuff like that. He hates being like upstaged, and
Mm-hmm.
like he likes to be in the limelight. So like the fact that a lot of people aren't talking about the RNC, like how we just didn't even know she had spoke. Like I have seen
Right.
not one video of her speaking. All I saw was Amber Rose, and that's because black people was outraged about
Right.
that. But and I saw where what's his wife's name, Melania,
Mm-hmm.
she kind of swerved on him a little bit when he tried to get her to kiss. And like I
I
saw
saw the
when,
video of him walking out to Mini Man.
now that was funny.
I can't take him seriously, and I guess that's why it's just like I don't even understand how people be thinking he is a good presidential candidate because it's like how do you take this man seriously? He's a character. He's not like a politician. He's not someone who can
Mhm.
tell me policies. Who like I won't even go to but he's a character.
I mean,
He's a persona.
he been on the campaign trail talking about sharks and Hannibal Lecter. Like y'all want to talk about how like we can't trust Joe Biden and like what is he talking about? He's rambling. What is he doing when he gets up there? He's rambling. Now he done got on TV talking about like Minnesota is a battleground state. Minnesota's never been a battleground state. He just doesn't like the fact that their governor is out now, like endorsing Kamala Harris and making a lot of
Well,
fucking sense when he go on these shows. So I love it. I love that they're like probably like freaking out right now. JD Vance is
mm-hmm.
not making it any better. It seems
Right.
like every day or like at the start of this week, or last week, it was the cat lady thing. Like he said that their country was being run by a bunch of childless cat ladies. And he said that in like 2021, 2022, but it's like resurfaced now.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even like walk it back. Like he didn't even like apologize. He like doubled down and was like, yeah, well, it is. Like it's just crazy. And I feel like he's losing it for them. And I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
don't know. It was I again feel like they didn't do their proper research on him and just his background. And the fact that he's married to a Asian woman who's or Indian woman,
I think she's
Asian depends.
Indian American
Well,
or
some of them identify as
yeah.
Asian, so Asian,
I know
Indian.
her name is Usha Vance.
So, but he's married to a person of color, so that's like
Mhm.
strike one. Then he out here talking about his mama was a crackhead and all these other things, which it's not necessarily a strike, but yeah, you didn't know that.
Now you know what I'm doing.
You didn't know his mama was out here on them drugs, JD. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like you would think that they would have gotten somebody maybe a little bit more polished, a little bit more, knowledgeable about policies, who had experience in government. This nigga is an author who happened to go to Yale to get his master's. Like, he's
Mhm.
not giving us any type of I don't know. And the fact that people are willing to vote for him is just a mind-boggling to me, because it's just like, again, you want to vote for somebody who you would think has a little experience, knows a little bit of something about running government, running policies, these things. But no, people don't give a fuck. And that's so mind-boggling to me that they would even feel comfortable like allowing people like that to run the country. Like, come on now, these people they probably can't even tell you all the branches of government.
I think just knowing that that's the person that they chose, and potentially if they won, he could be like our like next president if something happened. That is very, 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 very scary. Like they might as
His
well,
mama
excuse
is
me,
on
they
them
might as
on
well
them
like
drugs.
go, on the street and be like, bubble gum in a dish. How
Right.
many pieces do you wish? How many for you? Four. FOU. Like at this point, y'all
Right.
literally just blind. Like, okay,
Grasping for
whoever
straws.
whoever my hand lands on, like it's so crazy. I also feel like it may be a money thing because I was watching like something like the Young Turks or something like that, and they were saying how he has a lot of friends, and he knows a lot of people like from Silicon Valley and a lot of like
Mm.
very wealthy entrepreneurs and people who own
I
all
can
these
see that with him
companies and
going to
stuff.
Yale.
Right. And basically, a lot of his like some of his donors or like whatever introduced
Mm-hmm.
Vance to Trump. And
Mm-hmm.
Trump, because he needs money, you need money for your campaign. A lot of those donors had promised to like donate money to the campaign if he picked Vance. And so I
Okay.
think because he, changed his views to be like hell more conservative than Trump, and he came with the money behind him, they just figured, okay, cool. But I don't think they were thinking that Joe Biden was going to step down and that they had to run against Kamala Harris, somebody that's like more than capable. And I think
Mm-hmm.
they thought that they had it in the bag and it didn't matter who he chose. He thought he was gonna win. And now that's biting him in the ass. And I'm glad that people can see even his
Yeah.
decision making and how like poor that
Yeah.
is. So
And also, Biden,
love
I feel
it.
like they need to give Biden a little more credit, because even when he ran for president the first time and he appointed Kamala as the VP, he said like this is what he wanted to do. This is kind of what he said he wanted to do, is like, you know, kind
Mm-hmm.
of help her get to the next level. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, everything coming to pass. So I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
here for it. I'm again. I think on what was it, the last episode we
Mm-hmm.
talked about. She needs to get out on the road. She been getting out on the road. I think she gonna be in Atlanta tonight as we're recording, because I saw
She
Meg
is.
sent
She's
out
there
like a
now.
little text. Okay, so yeah,
That's what I
Meg
was
is gonna be
saying. I was
performing.
turning off
Oh, okay.
when we got on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's in Atlanta right now. Meg's supposed to be performing. That's gonna be a good look. She's gonna be speaking at the SG Road Boule. I think she spoke at the AKA Boule for a couple weeks ago. So she getting there out on this road. She talking to these people. She getting out in front. She doing the things, and I think that's gonna really help her. I mean, she got a TikTok now. I'm seeing she got, first of all, she got the endorsement from the Queen. The Queen signed off on the song for the video. Okay. She got the
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce endorsement. She got freedom. She got the perfect, you know, tagline, you know, what she's standing for. So I say y'all just need to register to vote. Y'all need to get to them polls.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to hear her talk a little bit more on her policies and what she plans to really, you know, do. I know she, you know, has a lot of things about, like, you know, black what was it, what's the word, I can't think of it right now, I'm drawing a blank. Black women, when you're giving birth, mortality rates,
Mm-hmm.
and like getting black women better health care when it comes to maternity and different things like that. But I just want to hear a little bit more. I want to hear a little bit more of what her plans, what she, you know, plans to do. But I'm excited, I'm fired up about it. You know, she got a little bit under 100 and a little bit under 100 days left.
Mm-hmm.
So make
I
sure
think it's
y'all
99 or
y'all get out there.
98. Yeah.
So
This is why I said, or I always used to say on here, that I didn't know how I felt about her because we never see her. And
mhm,
like, this is why it's so important. If you know you're gonna run for re-election, you are always campaigning. You are
right.
always out in front of people in some capacity. You
Mhm,
should always be out. It's no reason why you just now have a TikTok. It's no
right.
reason why you are just now doing some of these things. And I think
Right.
that kind of like last minute thinking is something that our country really needs to, like, especially the Democrats, they need to like debt. And I know I've seen a lot of TikToks where people will be like, oh, they say they never see her, it's because she's doing the work. How do we know that? Like,
Right.
literally seeing is believing. And so if we know the media isn't gonna like always talk about all the wins and everything that this administration has, it's up to
Mhm,
you to do that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's up to you to like and let people know what's going on. And it ain't like she gonna be working her phone her damn self. They got 16 secretaries and however many other like
Not
assistants.
16,
Like,
golly.
make sure somebody is tweeting out the things. Like, Trump is on Twitter or on X all the time.
Mhm,
You should be
right.
on X, like dispelling some of the things that he's saying and fact checking some of these things, or like
Mhm,
putting these things up. I just feel like if you had to be more like proactive about doing stuff than so reactive, because now it's like, okay, well, we gotta get this, and then we've got to make sure that the Gen Z, and it's like, if you stay engaged, then you don't have to like, you
get
know,
engaged.
you get engaged. You stay ready.
Right.
You gotta get ready. And that's my
Right.
only like criticism of her. I do feel like she got some like strong policies. I mean, at this point, it's nothing that they can say that like she can't refute in a good
Right.
way. You know what I'm saying? If they
Mhm,
talk about the border, she can say, okay, well, they had proposed a bill that Trump and the Republicans threw out. You know, they talk about crime's actually down. They talk about
right.
like jobs are up. Like I don't think in any way that it's a way that he could out debate her or he could out debate the facts. But the fact of the
Right.
matter is the people have to know that.
Right. And I think that's really that's what's going to be the tipping point in this election. Is the people knowing and then the people
Mm-hmm.
going. Okay? The people knowing and the
Yeah.
people going, because
Yeah.
I think because it's, I don't want to say so late in the game, but it's July. You had a lot of people who
Yeah.
had kind of pretty much made up in their mind, like, I'm not really finna
Mm-hmm.
participate in this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I don't want to vote for Joe. I don't want to vote for Trump. So now it's like she kind of got to play get back because she has to convince all these people who kind of were like, I don't want to vote. I don't want to vote.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, again, it's important about going to the people going to the polls. Make sure you register to vote. You do your research, because it's gonna be about the numbers. Definitely gonna be about the numbers and the people going
Definitely.
out, and it's gonna have to be by like a lot, or like it's gonna have to be by a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
truly feel like because his people gonna get out there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's already a lot of like I forgot what they call it, like the word, but like voter discouragement or like
Hmm.
whatever, like them blocking certain people from voting or like
Yeah, that's why I'm
closing
trying to
down
get
the
my ID
polls.
changed now so I can vote because I know
Right.
Tennessee be on that bullshit.
I need to make sure that now that I've moved where I'm supposed to go, so I can make sure I'm like,
You can do it through the post office, I think, online, and it'll tell
okay,
you.
okay. But just things like that, like closing at a certain time or like all kinds of things. So it's so
They
important.
won't let you hand out water to people in line no more, snacks. You can't
Yeah.
do that.
So it's so many things. And then of course all of that happens in a lot of our states, the red states, because we're in the South.
Hmm.
And
Right.
so
Or the heavily populated areas where Black people are.
exactly. So
So,
I
you're,
really hope that like
mhm.
our community leaders are like listening and awake and like understand how important this is and like really utilizing their resources, not just so you can be on the news and get your 15 minutes of fame, but so that we can
Right.
actually get things done. And like this is a time for you to actually like give a damn, because
Right.
I don't feel like a lot of them do any fucking way.
Yeah, I feel like I need to see the voter registration fairs and the voter registration drives and the
Yeah.
shirts and the commercials and the TikToks and all of that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we need to be a little
Yeah.
bit more fired up. We ain't fired up. Yeah, and maybe I
Or
need to
even
get more
like,
fired up. I need to post. We need to post more. It's just I
yes,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't think
Even
that
like
people really realize the weight.
I don't think people realize the weight. I don't think people, realize everything that's at stake with this project 2025. They're going to be 2 Supreme Court seats up, and those are going to be lifetime appointments.
Right.
So we like there are things at stake here that we literally can't afford to mess up. It's not. This is not one of those elections where it's like, oh, well, usually the presidential race, the people don't really decide. No, this is one of them ones where it's time for us to clock the fuck in.
Right.
For
Now, last
real.
time y'all had a little excuse because it was a little pandemic, and y'all was worried about getting sick and whatnot, whatever. This time y'all ain't got no excuses. Y'all be popping it, locking it, dropping it at the red light, at the club, at Turks and Caicos, everywhere
Period.
else, so y'all can pop it, lock it, and drop it at them poles.
At them polls. So
I'm just saying.
I
Cause if you get to them, y'all get to them polls and vote for some of these local people, then things like what we're about to talk about, maybe we can start preventing them. Maybe we can start getting better training and getting better protection and actually, defunding the police and not meaning getting rid of them, but defunding the way that they do the process now and coming up with a better process that actually helps them protect and serve people instead of killing people in their own homes. But y'all say voting don't matter. But okay. I'll let you talk about this next one because this next one I'm still mad about. I've seen the video once. I don't want to watch it again. But it's one of
right.
them things that is just like this really like this
Oh,
hit
it's
home.
crazy. It's
I mean,
it's
they all
actually
hit home. They all hit home because it's all like this could have
Mhm.
been my cousin, my sister, my brother, whoever. But this one hit real close to home because it's like, damn, that could really be you or me. Literally, could be
Mhm.
you or me. So
Right. Not only that, it's something I say.
right.
Right. So it's very crazy. But of course, we're talking about Sonia Massey.
Hmm.
She was a 36-year-old Black woman who was shot and killed in her home
Mm-hmm.
by Deputy Sean Grayson of the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office
Mm-hmm.
in Illinois. She had placed a 911 call because she thought that there was like a burglar or intruder or somebody on her property. And of course the body cam video is out now. And they were in the house, asking her for her ID. And I didn't hear them like say like turn that water off or whatever, but she got up to turn the boiling
I
water
heard
off.
him say, like, move that off the stove, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
move that off, whatever you have off the stove. I
yeah. Because
heard him say
he
that
was
part.
like, "Well, I want a fire in here too," or whatever, something like that. He said,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not even sure like which one said that, but one of them told her
Right.
that. So she goes and she's pouring the water out, and she's like, "Why are you moving back?" And it don't even seem like she was being threatening. It just seemed like she was kind of like messing with him, just like making it
Mm-hmm.
up, like, "Why you moving back?" And he was like, "I'm moving back from that water." And she was like, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And I guess that really like struck a nerve with him because he was like, "I'll
He
fucking
started
shoot
going
you in
off.
the head." Like,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." And she even ducks down.
Yeah, she literally does like this.
Yeah, she ducks down and he shot and killed her.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, like we said, his name is Sean Grayson. I don't know. I was just watching the news earlier today and they said that he had been like in trouble before at work, and he's also like worked at a bunch of different like
I
police
was about to say, yeah,
departments
he's
and
been.
stuff.
I read a couple articles that said he had been at 6 different law enforcement agencies in like the last 4 years.
And which is absolutely
Because
crazy.
first of all, I didn't know you could like leave one and keep going to other ones, like if they kicked you out or something. I would
Hmm.
figure that if got kicked out, and maybe he didn't get kicked out, maybe he left. But see, again, this is why voting is important.
Hmm.
And put into the sheriff office and these different local roles, because that shouldn't have been able to happen. If homeboy had bounced back from these about 4 5, he shouldn't have been still a sheriff deputy.
Exactly.
How
It's
many
just
jobs
like,
do a motherfucker got to hold in law enforcement for y'all to know
hmm
he ain't good for law enforcement?
and this goes back to what I just said earlier about like how long people are able to get away with shit, because like those documentaries they had about like those surgeons or like the nurse or whoever was killing people in the hospital, and like they had like
Mm-hmm.
a history of always patients down on their watch, but instead of
Mm-hmm.
like putting that in their record, they would just fire them and then they could go to another hospital and do the same
Right.
thing. And so it's the same thing with a lot of these cops. Like they have these extensive records where they have done all of these things and gotten in trouble before, but it's like that record doesn't really follow them to the next place. And
Right.
it seems like they also like protect each other.
Oh, of course.
It's a good thing that this like sheriff department or whatever that he worked at really held him accountable, because I'm gonna read a quote,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy is the county sheriff. His name is Jack Campbell, and he said that I stand here today before you with my arms wide open, and I ask for your forgiveness. I ask Miss Massey and her family for forgiveness. I offer up no excuses. What I do is offer our attempt to do better and to be better. And so that's what his boss basically said. And the guy who shot her, Sean Grayson, is charged with first degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct in the death of her. The body worn camera video was released on July 22nd. And
Mm-hmm.
basically it says that he fired 3 times, despite her having
Lethal
having
weapon.
several non-lethal options. um he's pleaded not guilty also. And they said that like the part where he says several non-lethal options, meaning like he could have tased her, he could have maced her, he could have, you
Taser,
know,
yeah,
yeah, he could have
baton
anything. Like he did not have to actually shoot her. And then I didn't like the
in the
fact that
head
on
at
the
that.
video, right, he shot to kill her. And I didn't like the fact that on the video, the other guy's like, do you have your medical bag or whatever he said? And he's like, I'm not
He
wasting
was
my
like, "Nah,
medical.
don't go get. Don't worry about it."
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, these are some like despicable human
Very
beings.
nasty and evil. Very, and even
Yes.
from the beginning of the video, when she came to the door and they were there, they were already aggressive to me. Like, cause she
Mhm.
even told them, like, "Hey, don't hurt me." And he was like, "Well, what
Mhm.
took you so long to come to the door?" And she was like, "Well, I was putting my clothes on. I was in the bed. It's the middle of the night." And then they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, we need to see your ID." And then they're like, "Oh, you're not on any drugs. You're not on anything. You're okay. Nothing's wrong with you." Like, it's just the way that
She's
they
calling about a
initiated that.
perpetrator, and you
Right. It's like
like,
they came in looking for him. And then I saw a clip afterwards where he was like, "Oh, this bitch set us up. This was a fucking setup. This was a setup." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why the fuck would she set y'all up? And then if she was setting y'all up, why would she set herself up to be shot and killed?
is that it? And then apparently his like co-workers or whoever must have known he'd be full of shit, because when he came outside, they was like, so what happened? Like, they wasn't even saying anything. Like, when he was explaining the whole situation, he was like, this bitch was fucking crazy.
Cause they knew he had fucked up. He shot that lady in cold blood in her home for no
Mhm.
reason. Cause that devil is up in him. And when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," it sent him into a frenzy, and he didn't even know how to respond. That's why he needed to probably move that boiling water. She probably was boiling a little holy water or something, trying to get them spirits up out her house.
Right. I when like, if that was my family member, like, I just wonder how their like family or friends or like whoever,
Ben
like,
Crump is helping them. I think they're trying to sue the sheriff's department. I know Ben Crump has been helping them because I've been
of
seeing
course it's
clips
being,
of him.
I have to grow to like him.
Damn, what Ben do to you?
I don't know why he can't talk, but that be bothering me. You know what bothered me? Like, when people, I don't care. I'm about to
First
say
off,
it.
pause. We this is a serious topic, but I was just trying to figure out what Ben Crump did to you.
He ain't do nothing to me. But you know what be making me mad? When I hear him on the radio and I see him on TV,
Uh-huh.
why are you, an educated black man, up here using words that cannot be found in the dictionary?
Let that man do what he need to do. He gonna be him. I watched this documentary he had, and I was like, okay, cool. That's a good brother right there. That is a good black man.
I didn't say he wasn't. I just
That's a
don't
good
like.
black man right
I
there.
don't. I just hate, like, if we gonna have a spokesperson, and you know what I'm saying. I don't like people who get up in front of, like, when it's time for us to do something, and we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be in a room for white people, and you in
Mm-hmm.
here talking like a Baptist deacon. Can
Actually,
we
I
have?
think what I'm trying to remember his documentary. I'm pretty sure he from like the deep ass South, like the Carolinas or something.
Okay, that's fine, but let's use actual words.
Ben said, "I'm gonna be being everywhere I go. I'm gonna be being everywhere I go. Y'all gonna take it or leave it, cause it's Big Ben, not the little one."
Anyway, I wonder how, like, the cop family is what I meant. How do you
Mm-hmm.
like reconcile that your like friend or family member did something like that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you they parent, maybe you raised them to be like that, so maybe you
Right.
on their
I'm
side.
like,
But like other people, how do you just like, how you deal with that? You know what I'm saying?
I can't imagine because it's like, mm, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know because I tend to feel like people like that probably hang around people who share the same values and thoughts as they do.
Yeah,
So it might be more of a like they just damn this motherfucker got caught. Like why he do this
yeah.
when he was at work type shit, you know?
Hmm.
Some more disappointment in him that he chose to do it in that setting and not necessarily disappointed that he actually did it at all.
Right.
So, but I
I
don't
wonder
know. I
that,
don't know.
or like, just like how um the lady came out, well, not the lady because she's trans, but JD Vance, it was like one of his former friends and they used to be really
Mm-hmm.
close or whatever in college. um
Mm-hmm.
and they came out and said like how, he didn't like Trump and he wasn't like that when she was friends with him, and like just
Mm-hmm.
all these things, right? And so when they saw him, doing all this stuff and like running with Trump, they were very surprised. Even though they ain't really cool like that no more, like they were very surprised. That's not how he was. And I
Mm-hmm.
just wonder, like, is that the case for some of them? Like, do you see some of these people when they go through these things and you like, damn, you getting out like that? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
or like, dang, he did that. Like, I imagine, especially
I
the
don't
way
know.
that
I
it
ain't even thought
happened.
about the cop fam. I mean, the cop or his family. More again, I more just think about like her family and
Of
her
course,
people.
yeah.
Like, and here's another, situation where we have to watch, one of our people get, murdered, or
Mm-hmm.
what's that other word? It's not murder. Murder is not the word I want to use. Executed
Yeah.
in a video, and it's like all across, just like how it was with George Floyd and some of these other situations. So it's just like I want to get to a point where because I was watching a podcast with Angela Rye
Mm-hmm.
and I can't think of the other guy's name and the other young lady's name. I'm gonna try to think of it so I can link them below. But they were talking about this particular incident, and they were just speaking on how, like, is it a good thing for us to see the video because the video holds the people who did the actions accountable, so we actually have evidence and proof, like, hey, this happened to us? Or is it like, do we want to eventually get to a point where there is no video and there's just no, like, there's no exit, like, it's a bittersweet feeling is what they were kind of talking
Right.
about, because it's like you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to have the videos. It's like we're tired of the videos, but then it's like, damn, we almost need the videos, because the videos are the only thing that are proving that they are continually still targeting and picking on black people.
I mean,
So I
yeah,
don't
and
know.
not even, we almost need the videos. We do need the videos. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like the videos, or even just like people recording outside seem to be
Hmm.
the only things that really like humanize these situations, because, or at least the victims in the situation, because the law enforcement can say whatever they want to say about what happened. They can paint whatever picture they want to, and then they can discredit people who actually try to come out and tell the truth. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so, also, just because of how we're all conditioned, we tend to believe the police.
Hmm.
And so, if we don't have this other evidence, like, we don't get to see how they really get down. And I think that it's important that we see it. However, I do think that it's like traumatizing to
Hmm.
always see it online, and like to have to like relive these moments. And her family, it must be hard for them to even like get online, like as you just like
Hmm.
scrolling, trying to like chill or maybe get your mind off of it. That's all you see. Like everybody's posting it, everybody's reposting
Hmm.
it, or everybody's giving their 2 cents about it, or like all these things. I can imagine that that's like hard as well, but also like you glad that you got it because this incriminates that man, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it is, that's very, 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 very hard. I had got to a place where I wasn't really watching them anymore,
Hmm.
because it was just too much. And especially like, well, maybe like the past like 2-3 years when it was like a lot of instances happening, I just didn't want to see it.
I agree. Yeah, I didn't watch the George Floyd video till like a couple years later. I
Yeah.
didn't watch it while everything was going on. With this particular video, I don't know what made me want to watch it. I just did. I guess it's because I didn't really, when the story first came out, I you didn't it almost felt like I didn't get the full story. Like we heard, like, hey,
Mhm.
sheriff shot this black woman, pretty much. It wasn't like a, so I watched the video so that I could try to get actually understood what happened. And then after you watch the video, you're like, this man really just executed this woman. Just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he came in there with to me, it felt like a setup for him. He wanted to come in and do some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the energy that it gave off in that video. So I just, my heart just again, because this could be me or you. We could call the police and be like, hey, I think somebody outside my apartment or whatever right now, and then they come in on that with us, and we could be boiling something, and like you said, we both are firm believers in the Lord, like grew up in church, so we say that all the time. Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I bind it up. Like, we say stuff like that. So it's like we could say that, and to know that, like, oh, I could say that, and in a moment that could be something that causes me to lose my life is insane.
Mm-hmm.
So my heart just goes out to her family. Like, I hate that they had to lose her in that way and experience that and have to relive this over and over. But I do hope Big Ben get them some money at least. Not that money ever makes the situation feel better, but I feel like they deserve something. They deserve to be held accountable
I
monetarily.
certainly hope that that guy goes to jail. It seems like
Him
he
too.
is.
Right.
The way that, like, just the sheriff and everybody have come out and apologize to the family. It looks like they can tell that this was really like a severe like issue,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like he really will be prosecuted. But my thing is, I hope he's not like in jail for a year.
Right. Like, don't get
Or,
no
like,
manslaughter.
you
I
know what
need
I'm
him to
saying?
go for at least 30, 40, 50, or life. Or at
Hmm.
least when he come out, I want him to be 87.
Because I do think that, like, a lot of these people, they don't actually go to jail. I think the last
Right.
time somebody actually went to jail was, what's the guy's name who was jogging? The black guy that was jogging, and then like the dad, and I think it was the
Oh, and the
son.
guy with the
Yeah.
guys in the truck.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. It's so many instances. It's actually like it is traumatizing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's scary because it's like we living in Birmingham, we have crime all over the place. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If there's a problem and we call the police, I need to feel like safe.
Right. That y'all gonna come and do what I called y'all to do. Not can't
Yeah,
come and treat me as the criminal, as the suspect.
exactly. And that is my American tax dollar paying right.
Right.
So I don't know.
But yeah, again, our hearts, our prayers go to her family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm gonna make sure I try to, because I'm pretty sure they're trying to raise money for her. So I'm gonna try to put that get that
Mm-hmm.
GoFundMe link below, so y'all can donate to her family. And again, we again, this, I'm over this happening. I feel like we at least have one of these a year at this point, and it's just, it's never a good thing, and it never will be a
But
good thing, because
it's
it's an
sad.
unnecessary thing.
It's sad because we don't have just one a year. One of
Right.
them just gets the spotlight. But there are so many countless ooh, okay,
I think
sorry.
that was my Wi-Fi that time. It is storming outside. It is
Oh, okay.
storming outside, y'all. Yeah, it just
Okay, I was
started
like, dang,
thundering a
it's
little
me.
bit.
But
Right. I was gonna kind of give us a signal around an hour, because I was trying to push it to an hour, but it is storming
okay.
outside.
Okay. Well, after we do this next one, we but I was about to
Mm-hmm.
say, it's so many countless people that die by the hands of the police, or even just that dude who I saw in Shade Room. He was handcuffed, and the police hauled off and punched him, and
Wow.
that police officer got fired. So it's like so many different stories that we'll never hear about. A few of them that
Mm-hmm.
like this spotlight put on them, and it's so many that we'll never know about. And that's why I feel like it's so important that we do a lot of like reform, because people don't deserve to live like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
yeah.
agree. But yeah, y'all donate to her GoFundMe, please.
Hmm.
All right. And finally, we're gonna get to something just a little bit more on a lighter note. Over this weekend, the Olympics started. Woo! So I don't know how many countries it is. I probably should look that up. But all them people is over there in Paris. It's niggas in Paris and some other
Ooh.
folks too. But it's niggas in Paris right now. So y'all know on it, we don't be watching the sports like that. We are not tuned into the sports like that. So we are not gonna really be giving you a whole bunch of stats and whatnot. Okay. But what we will do is give you fashions. Okay. Because one thing we do like to do is look and see what the people is wearing to the sporting events. Okay.
I give you Paris in the springtime.
Because why was I watching that movie just like, was it yesterday, Sunday, one of those days?
I love that damn movie.
So we're going to talk about some of the countries and their opening ceremony fits, what we think, who had the hit, had the misses. And yeah, we're gonna get into it.
First I want to say that there are 206 countries in the it says in the International Olympic Committee. So each will have at least one athlete in Paris this summer.
Oh wow. Okay. Shout out to y'all.
Yes. And it says that there are close to 1,000 medals that can be snagged by any of these people.
Well, Simone then took a couple of them already. Shout outs to her.
Period. Shout out to our girl. You know what makes me happy? Black excellence.
Every time. I love when Black people just go and Black people everywhere. I just love when we sprinkle our Black magic across the world. I really do.
I love it. We're kicking ass, taking names. I don't want to hear nothing about that girl's ponytail either. That girl ain't got time to be. Some of y'all damn ponytail don't look good. Okay?
Right.
And you live in Alabama. Some of y'all damn hair need to be gelled down. Okay? So I don't want to hear that about her ponytail. Please.
But yeah, shout out to her because she did just today, a little bit earlier, break a record for having the most Olympic medals for U.S. gymnasts in Olympic history with 8 medals. She has 5 gold, 1 bronze, 1 silver, and I'm missing another one. But yeah, she shout out to her.
Like, they have not showed her husband not one time. Good.
Because we don't want to see him.
Good. Let her shine.
And I heard word on the curb was he missed football training camp to be at the Olympics. I'm like, okay, and he like second string, third string. I don't think they was looking for him. No way. No shade, no tea.
Okay.
I bet he won't do no more interviews. But yeah, let's get into these outfits, these opening ceremony outfits. Okay. So let's start with us, the US of A. They decided.
Go ahead.
The thing, I was just gonna say the thing about it was it wasn't ugly. It just didn't look good on everybody, and that's what was missing me. It just wasn't like the pants didn't look good on everybody. Them ugly ass orthopedic white ass shoes they had folks trying to wear. I almost wish, like, for the women, they would have did a denim skirt, like a denim pleated skirt or something, just to make it a little bit more. Give me something else other than these straight leg Levi jeans,
right?
But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm surprised that it was Ralph Lauren because I mean, that's one of the most like quintessential American brands. So I wasn't surprised that it was that. I'm always gonna be biased towards a blazer. I love a blazer. I love a preppy look. So like, you know, I'm probably not. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? But I
liked it. It just didn't look good on everybody.
I do feel like it looked a little weird on like the tall guys, like LeBron and them. It looked like they had a school uniform on or something, and they like grown as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was that. But overall, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like the worst that I saw. I think it was just like plain enough because I'm just kind of scrolling through here looking at some of the other countries, and a lot of other countries had on like similar clothes, like blazers, like little skirts, like the country's colors, just like easy things. So I'm kind of not like mad at it. Eh. The shoes
Yeah.
is
I
pissing
put
me
another
off.
link
The
on
shoes
the
is pissing
document
me
too.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
the
white ass
shoes.
shoes. I kind of like what Shakari did. Like or Shakari.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Shakari did, where she had, I think, on some, like some Chanel sneakers. She kind of rolled hers up a little bit. She buttoned her button down all the way down, gave us a deep V little sleeve, and
Mm-hmm.
then she threw on some like Cartier buffs with it, nice little glass, and she had on
Now
like
we
a little
love a
jewelry.
book.
Right. She had on like a little jewelry. I'm cool with that. She looked fly. I like it. But it's just, I don't know, again, like for a girly girl like me, I would have been like, can y'all not give me a little denim skirt or something? And then I
A
probably would
little
have put on a
skirt would
little
have ate it.
heel,
Yeah, that would have
right, with
ate.
a blazer, and then I would have put on my tie with it,
Mm-hmm.
I would have, and then I would have popped out maybe with a little heel, because I would have probably put on a heel. I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have put on a little heel. That's
I
just
think it's
me.
just because they was on the little boat, and I seen Serena and them came in, and they was about to damn fall.
She
So
was. And she
so
looked,
it
speaking of Serena, shout out to Serena for watching the podcast. I know she did, because almost immediately after we dropped that episode, she started looking better. Girl, is you a subscriber? You can tell us if you are. We don't like, we won't tell. I'll take some Win Beauty. You can send some Win Beauty over here. We'll try it out
the girls
with
are
the
saying that the
SPF in it.
foundation is good.
That's what I mean. We'll try it out, because almost immediately after we dropped our episode that time, you started looking very much
Clocked
so
in,
better.
clocked right on in. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give it one more time, and then you can go to pee. Okay. Yeah, I got
She
to
gonna
make
be
sure
you gonna let her off the table?
one more time.
She get one more. Okay, she gotta prove herself one more
Yeah,
time.
one more
Okay.
time.
Speaking of the table, I watched the interview with Marsha Ambrosius. She was on Poor Minds, and it was actually a really good interview. It was
Okay, I have
really
to
a.
check it out because she's
I
still
want.
there.
I know, but I almost want to let her off the table for it though, because it was a really good interview. It was really good.
What they got to do with your pitch?
Anyways,
Yeah.
next on the list,
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the L one. And these are the ones that look fly to me. Now I don't know if these are the actual official outfits or like designer versions, but these look good.
Liberia was gorgeous. I love them.
Yeah, these are the outfits. Okay.
And they were designed by Telfar, and I thought that was cool. I love that the like neckline. I'm sorry,
And
I
that was
just
the black and white with the like moo thing, right? Kind of. I don't want to say moo, but it was like the drapery.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
All right.
love that
Yeah, I like Liberia.
the neckline was like in the shape of Africa.
Yeah,
On there.
that was a
That was
good one.
good.
I like that one. I'm
I'm
trying to
sorry. I
see.
just opened my phone so I could view the picture, and Megan Thee Stallion performing at Kamala's rally just popped up.
What?
Nothing.
What? I mean, it is Meg, so if she got her ass out, I expect it.
She got on a suit, but the shirt is like a crop button down shirt. And it looked like they doing
I'll
body
wait for the
yada
recap.
yada yada.
Okay, I'll do the recaps. I
Um,
see why she's doing body yada yada, but I also feel like if you were to do any song, it would probably be I'm her. Because I mean, you know,
we trying to be on presidential status, and
I'm
we
just
up here doing
saying.
body yada.
But
Anyway, Mongolia.
Mongolia. No, Jamaica. Nah, I like Jamaica's. Jamaica, I love the colors of
Yeah,
Jamaica. So anytime I see that green and yellow,
gorgeous.
I'm usually in love with it. And
Yeah.
they had Puma. Yeah, Mongolia. I just saw Mongolia's. They were good. Now, I'm not mad at Canada getting the Lululemon sponsor. I just didn't like the print. I'm not mad at the red. I just don't like that
Mhm.
print. It's the
Oh,
print.
Jamaica is cute.
Yeah,
They
Jamaica was cute.
look good. And I like theirs because it's not like so uniform. Like
Yeah,
everybody
Jamaica.
isn't like the same. That was cute. Okay,
Yeah,
Sri
there's like I
Lanka.
like
Let me
Taiwan with its
see.
suit.
Now, see,
It's
that's
on
what
the
I
L
feel
one.
like.
That one is
That's what
nice.
we thought we was gonna be giving. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't.
It wasn't. Let me see. Okay, Netherlands is simple, easy. Let's see what Ireland talking about.
I'm looking at Sierra
Okay, it's a
Leone.
capri pant. Let me see.
Okay, so
Oh,
Sierra Leone, they
that's
got
cute.
sponsored by Adidas. I like them
Mm-hmm.
little leggings and this little bra.
That is cute. That is cute.
Okay.
I like that they kept it simple.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I don't think anybody was just 10 out of 10, but there were some cute looks.
Yeah.
There were definitely some cute looks.
Oh Lord, it's so
And
amazing
I guess
how
we'll wrap up. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say it's so amazing how as soon as I get on the podcast, everybody want to call and text me.
That part. But I was gonna say, and Celine Dion was a part of the opening ceremonies. And if y'all know, I want to say, what was that, last year? She came out and let everybody know that she had been sick. I forgot what she was diagnosed with.
Stiff man syndrome.
Stiff man syndrome. And then she has the documentary on Amazon Prime. If you haven't watched that, I haven't watched it, but I heard it was really good. It's on my watch
Mhm.
list. But she came and sang the girls down. I really didn't know what she was saying because I don't speak French. But she sang the girls down. And this just furthermore shows me, like I was telling Jessica before we recorded, that like how Ingrid, homegirl, a couple weeks ago, who was singing the national anthem at the baseball game, was like, I was drunk, so that's why it sounded bad. Girl, Celine Dion can barely move. And she up there belting, okay? Belting. And you mean to tell me you can't sing because you're a little tipsy tip? Please, you can't sing in general. I'm sorry. Somebody lied to you. Because if you can't sing when you drunk, but you mean to tell me Celine Dion could be up there with what she got going on, up there belting and doing it gracefully, and that ain't even straining?
I ain't even gotta say nothing. You done turned into me. I love it.
I'm just saying. I feel like when we talk about people need to get back in the booth. Folks need to go back to school. Folks need to start studying the artists again. Like they need to like practice. That's y'all just be showing up and doing shit, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
When is
Ingrid,
rehearsal?
you thought you could show up. First of all, again, what type of artists get drunk before a performance? That was your first problem. Because Celine Dion wasn't sipping champagne before she got up there and sang. I can guarantee you that.
But it's so many people that's drunk and we don't fucking know it. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people on so many things and
Because
we
how
don't
many
know it.
times has Whitney performed? We thought she was sweating because the lights was hot.
We get off our girl now.
I'm just saying.
But you know
I'm not
what?
on her, but I'm just saying we thought Whitney was sweating
And
because
she was
it was hot
delivering
under them lights. But it was
Mm-hmm.
not because of the lights. It was because she was.
It's an inner heat. It's an inner heat.
But guess what? Never happened until toward the end. But we ain't gonna talk about that. She always sounded good.
Period. You know
And
what
even
I
I Look
love?
to You sounded good. That song, I look to you. Or what's that other one? If he makes you feel like $1 million bill, say oh, oh,
Oh,
say oh, up,
oh,
down, left, right, makes you feel oh,
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 oh.
oh. Mm-hmm. This the one. That was a good album. What I
Mm-hmm.
liked about Celine was she looked beautiful,
Yes,
regal, gorgeous.
yes.
The
I
way
wonder
they
if Law
had,
dressed her.
I wonder, the way they had her set up with the mics in front of her. I don't know if y'all know who Evita Peron is. If y'all ever seen that movie, it
Mm-hmm.
was a musical by Madonna, and it was about. I ain't got time. Do your Googles, but um, yeah, we trying to close out. But it kind of like reminded me of like I don't know, like a president or something like speaking the way they had
Mm-hmm.
the mics down low. I thought it was gorgeous. I thought it was good and dramatic. The lights, the like it was nighttime. Her diction was perfect. Her French was
Mm-hmm.
perfect. Her tone was
Well, she
perfect.
is Canadian,
Like
girl.
I mean, everything was gorgeous, beautiful gowns, and that's what I'm talking about. These are the kinds of things that the girl should be aspiring to. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
performance was beautiful, and even if she was in pain, we never knew it, and that's why I began fed up with the girls now because they are not clocked in, they not on their Zoom, they not on their mark, and they not on their note. Alicia Keys
Mm-hmm.
was still at the side of the lunch table, and so that's what I'm
She has
saying.
a permanent residency there, apparently.
Clock the fuck in,
She
okay?
live over there, apparently.
And when I need to hear some me's, I need to hear some of those coming from the
There needs
table.
to be an episode because I was watching a live of T.S. Madison and she was saying that her vocal Bible, because people call Brandy the vocal Bible, and she was like, I wouldn't call her the vocal Bible. She could be she could be the vocal the vocal pamphlet, the
I'm crying.
vocal notebook.
Dead.
She could be the Quran. She said, but the Bible, I don't know. She said, matter of fact, I would give her a chapter in the Bible, but I don't know if I would say she was the whole thing. And I was like, that could be a good conversation. Like, who is in our vocal Bible? Because T.S. Madison was like, her top people are Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and Celine Dion.
Amazing taste.
She said that's her. And then I think she said the other person she throws in is Patty. She'll
Mm.
put Patti LaBelle. But she said her normal three that she says is Whitney, Mariah, and Celine.
Ah, I think that people say that Brandy is the vocal Bible just because of her runs.
Right.
Because
And the way she stacked them vocals.
the way she stacked, the way she stacked vocals and her runs. Because I think like that is very like unique to her, and the way she can like move her voice with like while having like a deep voice is
Mm-hmm.
a very like concentrated skill. It takes like she's worked on that. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why. And honestly, singing like that is harder than just being like a straight singer or just
Mm-hmm.
being like a normal singer, because you have to really think about your runs and your ear has to be strong. So
Mm-hmm.
like when people say stuff like that, they not saying like, oh, I think she's the best singer in the world. They saying her
Mm-hmm.
technique is so
Mm-hmm.
intrigued, like it's so good. That's why they say that about her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell when people not seriously musically inclined when they reject that. I understand she
Mm-hmm.
might not be everybody's favorite singer, but she got that title for her skill, not necessarily like her voice. Like we know Whitney Houston can sing better than her. Like we
Right.
know Mariah Carey in her prime could sing a fucking hole in Brandy. Like we know these things, but they are
Right.
very like different singers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what people mean, and this is also what I mean about getting on your damn Zoom.
But yeah, we gonna make that a topic. We're gonna say who's in our vocal Bible, who we got in our Rolodex, because I think that'll be intriguing to see. Because it might not be people who y'all think.
Yeah, it might put you on some people because everybody that's like so mainstream are not like.
They're not the best singers, and they don't have the best voices. They don't all have the best vocal range. But that's a conversation for another day. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because it's been thundering and storming, and I want to make sure I don't get a lightning struck to me.
Period.
But y'all, please make sure that y'all always like, subscribe, comment,
Mhm.
watch, view. The stuff is always linked below, and we always have our
Always.
link tree in the bios and all those things. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at the real Abni Ayana and on TikTok at Ayana_Abni225.
And you can follow me on TikTok at the real Jessica_Monique. And you can follow me on Instagram at underscore the real Jessica Monique. We love y'all. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like this, subscribe, share this with somebody. All the things, boo. Okay. We'll see you next time. And get on your Zoom and get to your voting booth.
And rest in peace, Sonya Massey.
And all the countless other nameless people we don't know about who died at the hands of evil police officers.
And evil ass white folks.
All right. All right. I mean, the fight lives on, child. The fight lives on.
Ooh, give us some good trouble.
All right. Bye, y'all.